A very warm welcome to another episode of Swimming on 216. I'm your host, Emma Prinsloo, and together with Kiro, we are on a mission to change the game in South African swimming. And how are we going to do this? We're going to be sharing tips and tricks and stories from some of the up-and-coming stars around the country. Speaking of up-and-coming stars, today I'm joined by someone you'll definitely want to know about, Helgaard Muller, a grade 11 student from St. Albans who has already been representing South Africa on the national team. Helgaard, a very warm welcome to Swimming on 216. How are you doing? How has the start of the year been for you?
Hi Emma, thank you so much for having me. It's definitely been a very busy start to the year. I'm obviously grateful for all the opportunities I've had this far, and I'm really excited for what's still to come.
Definitely. You've actually just been racing already.
Yeah.
You've just come back from the South African Grand Prix and in Port Elizabeth, where you did exceptionally well. You won a gold medal in the 200 backstroke. I know this is just kind of a race along the preparation route to other galas that are coming up, but how did that race go for you? Can you walk us through it?
Well, going into the Grand Prix, I didn't really have much expectations. I think my coach and I, we just planned to, go into the gala and have good racing time. And I think, having less expectations, you generally do swim better. There's less pressure on yourself. And I was really happy with the results that I had, and just being able to swim the 200 back again, I truly enjoyed that.
Definitely, and you've been doing so well in that 200 meter backstroke. I mean, we've seen your fellow tuck swimmer, Peter Kutsia, doing exceptionally well on the international stage in that event and some other backstroke events. And you seem to be following in that trend, like you broke his 15-year-old age group record. Was that a highlight in your career in the 200 meter backstroke?
Yes, that definitely was. I think during that year, my coach and I, that was a very big goal for us, and achieving it was just amazing.
Definitely. And now at 17 years old, you're carrying on in the backstroke events, but which other events are you really focusing on?
Well, like you said, just carrying on in the backstroke, obviously the 100 as well. And then I think in this upcoming senior nationals, I'll be racing a little bit of IM as well.
Okay.
A bit of the 200, maybe the 400 as well.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah, so I'll have a look at how that goes. Yeah.
And because you have this kind of diverse, especially with the IM, it's all 4 strokes, how do you train and kind of prepare for events like those? You say you've specialized in backstroke, but branching into IM is completely different training, I would imagine.
Yes, well, I think, during the week we do work in a lot of aerobic work. And in our training, I think we do structure the aerobic work in such a way that we train a lot of IM during that as well. So I think we'd go like Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays. We'd have a lot of aerobic sets, and then in that aerobic work we do a lot of IM.
Okay, so you're not a stranger to IM in your week-to-week training.
No.
Okay, and week-to-week, how does your training schedule kind of look? I know I've chatted to some amazing swimmers throughout the course of being on Swimming on 216, and it's been amazing to see the difference in schedules. Each coach and each club is very different. So how do you put together your weeks?
Well, our week is, we try to get in around 10 sessions of swimming. Okay. So it would be 2 sessions on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then 1 session on a Tuesday, Thursday, and a Saturday. And then I'll have 2 gym sessions during the week as well, which will then be on a Monday and a Wednesday in between my swimming sets.
Okay. And you mentioned that you fit in aerobic sessions. I think for a lot of swimmers out there, we know the difference between aerobic and threshold and speed and all those kind of high level terms. But if you had to break it down, what would you say your favorite type of training would be? And gym can also be in there, so some strength work or explosive stuff when you get closer to racing. What's your favorite?
Well, that's quite a difficult question. I actually do enjoy a lot of speed training.
Okay.
Although I'm not really a sprinter, I find it quite beneficial as well, just to get in some speed. because if you don't have speed in a 200, I mean, you might as well not swim it. Because,
well, yeah, I know you're saying you're not a sprinter, but you definitely need some speed at the back end, and we've seen you come back like a Boeing, so it's, it's always great.
Yeah.
And in that 100. So I like the fact that you say speed, especially for me as a sprinter. That's awesome to see.
Yeah.
So with a really busy week and a lot of training going in and out of the pool, what's your favorite method of recovering? There's obviously personal preference. A lot of people say ice baths or massage. We had one swimmer who just said sleep. They didn't want to overcomplicate it. So what would you say is your favorite?
I must say, being on the move the whole time, it's difficult to get in a lot of recovery in between sets. But I think the easiest method is probably just a good ice bath.
Okay.
You know, just after the gym session, maybe before I go to training again. And then I think sleep is probably also one of the best ways to recover.
And when things do start getting tough, do you have a favorite motto or something that repeats in your head like a bit of a mantra that keeps you going on those tough training sessions and maybe gives you a bit of boost of motivation?
I think, you know, I find a lot of my motivation from different sports as well. I think looking at basketball specifically, one of my big, you know, role models is probably Michael Jordan.
Awesome.
And yeah, I just, you know, I kind of look up to his work ethic. I think that's probably something that motivates me to work hard as well. And I think that's generally one of the people that I do look up to.
Definitely. Well, I think he was probably the hardest worker on any of the teams that he's been on, from just watching his documentary and learning a little bit more about him. So it's definitely a great role model to have. And outside of the pool, you are a top achiever, not only in the pool, but also in your schoolwork, you know, excelling in academics. Congratulations on all your results.
Thank you.
And I know grade 11 is a tough one. So do you have any advice or any kind of routine that you stick to that helps you balance both schoolwork and swimming?
I must say, getting into this year, I realized that it's not as easy as it used to be in previous years. But one method that I really do try to, you know, prioritize is probably just my time management. And during, you know, when I have open slots, like 5 minutes in a lesson that we're not doing anything, try and get homework done that was given to me. So just try and use all the time that I have. And at the end of the day, that really adds up, and it helps a lot to manage your time like that.
Yeah, I think as swimmers we know that every split second counts. So if you've got 5 minutes here or 10 minutes there, you can really be efficient and make use of it.
Of course.
I think that's great advice, and I'm sure a lot of our viewers will try and implement that. So back to the pool. Last year you represented South Africa at the African Games in Ghana, and you won a bronze in the 200 meter backstroke. It was awesome to watch. Was that a highlight for you, and what did it feel like representing your country?
Yeah, that was definitely a big highlight thus far. It was amazing representing the country, and I think just going with that group of swimmers was amazing. You know, having older swimmers in the group showing you just what it's all about, and you know, just having faith and pushing through tough times, even though the conditions weren't perfect. But I do think, you know, the team was really amazing, and that helped me get through the competition and end up, you know, swimming really well. So,
yeah, I spoke to Grace Morris a little bit earlier, and she said that she had a similar experience in Angola, and I think those African trips are real bonding trips. You looked like you had a really fun team. Like you said, must have been awesome for you going in as one of the juniors. You've represented South Africa at the junior level already, at the Junior World Champs. But I'm sure you must have learned a lot from some of the senior guys, especially it being an Olympic year. It was very exciting. A lot of the African swimmers were trying to qualify there, so I can imagine it must have been an awesome experience.
Yes, it definitely was. And yeah, being my first senior tour, having to be initiated, it's all part of it, and I really enjoyed it a lot. Yes.
Great. You also then later in the year, at the end of last year, had the experience of racing at the Selnikov Cup in Russia. And these are athletes that maybe you wouldn't actually mix with, you know, usually, because Russian athletes haven't been participating in many of the international competitions. So it's also an inside view into pulling back the curtain and experiencing what Russia was like. How did you find that experience, and what did you kind of learn from racing those international athletes?
Well, going into Russia, I didn't really know what to expect. With the war going on, we were a bit skeptical. But when I got there, it was an amazing vibe. I think most of the people were really welcoming. And that racing experience just taught me a lot. It taught me, the importance of underwaters. It taught me, that the small things really do matter. And being able to race some of those people, it's quite eye-opening because you don't generally know who they are, but they're really fast.
They are so fast.
Yes, and that was just an amazing racing experience, yes.
That's great. It looked like a lot of fun, looked really festive around the pool. Probably not what we would have expected from Russians. I would expect them to be really serious, but it definitely looked like fun. But what I did hear was that the food was not so great.
Yes.
Obviously, it's wartime, but it's also Russia and very, very cold in the wintertime. You were there in December. So I heard that the food wasn't great. But if you're now back home in South Africa, if you had to choose your favorite pre-race meal or something to snack on during racing, what would you say?
Well, I think pre-race, you obviously try to get in something a bit lighter. You don't really want to feel bad when you get in the pool. So I do think, good pasta will probably be one of my favorite pre-race meals just because it gets the energy levels up. And something that I do actually enjoy is like just a good muffin for a snack. Or like we always have those, those packed muffins.
Any flavors in particular?
I actually like the carrot and pecan nut muffin.
I love those ones.
Those are really good. And I just love snacking on something like a muffin. Yeah.
Well, as swimmers, we love food, so I would put that at the top as well. Always love those Woolies muffins. Well, it's been incredible chatting to you. Our last question, what are you focusing on for this year in 2025 going forward? What are you really looking out for?
Well, we do have Junior Awards coming up now in August, which will be hosted in Romania, which is quite a big goal for me. Is just to go out there and try to perform to the best of my abilities. And obviously we have senior nationals coming up now too, which I do hope just to improve on my times and get in some good racing experience. And I think those are my short-term goals.
Yeah. Great. Well, we're looking forward to watching you race. Hildegard, it's been incredible having you on Swimming on 216. Thank you so much for joining us, and we are wishing you all the best for the season ahead.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
We will be right back after this short break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Swimming on 216. It has been an absolutely electric month in the pool, with showdowns happening in almost every province across South Africa. Last week, I was in Johannesburg at St. Stithians to witness all of the action that took place at the Premier Girls High School Gala. If that wasn't exciting enough, the A-League Inter-High Gala happened straight afterwards at the same venue. Double the excitement, double the action. How cool is it that both of these girls' galas were live on SuperSport School's channel 216? But don't worry, if you missed any of the action, we'll get you right up to speed with all of the record-breaking swims that went down. St. Mary's Waverley was the hostess with the mostest last week, hosting not one but two massive events, the Girls Premier Gala and the Inter-High A-League Gala. These aren't just any swimming galas. They've got a rich history that dates all the way back to 1926. This year marked the 99th edition of the event, held at St. Stithian's incredible 50-meter pool. And let me tell you, we felt the heat both inside and outside that pool. With temperatures hitting over 30 degrees, the weather was just as fiery as the swims these girls were throwing down. There was even more heat coming from the stands. Those spectators brought some serious school spirit, turning the whole day into an unforgettable spectacle. In the morning's Premier Gala, defending champion St. Mary's Waverley showed just why they're on top, leading the charge in the pool. And speaking of domination, let's talk about St. Mary's Waverley's Maya Klina. Maya owned the under-15 girls 50-meter freestyle, setting a new record with a time of 28.45. We chatted to Maya at the gala, but before we get there, you just have to watch her dominate the anchor leg of the under-15 freestyle relay. Take a look. Well, welcome Maya Klina to Swimming on 216. It's so great to catch up with you here at the Premier Inter-High Gala. It's been an amazing morning of racing and we've seen you absolutely making waves. In particular, that freestyle relay where you came from behind, I think you were lying in third and just surged past the two girls in front of you. It was absolutely amazing to watch. What was your highlight of this morning's racing?
Probably swimming the relays with my team and just having fun and trying to push ourselves and do PBs,
Definitely. I think when you're swimming for a team, there's that exciting element. It pulls amazing swims out of you. You've also been racing not only for St. Mary's, but also at Gauteng schools. We also saw you at the National All Girls Aquatics Festival. So you've been doing a lot and definitely one to watch, this one. But I love the school spirit. You guys have these iconic St. Mary's hats. Can you tell us a little bit about the story behind those?
So at every big gala, so Summer Splash, National Aquatics and Inter-High, our captains give us key rings to add to our hat, and then it starts in grade 8, and then by the end of your St. Mary's career, your whole hat's full of nice key rings.
Isn't that amazing? And is that for all sports or is it just a swimming thing?
Just a swimming thing.
Word. I absolutely love the traditions. I love the camaraderie. What else do you have to look forward to in the swimming season, Maya? Is there anything that you're working towards in particular?
So I have Sanjay in April, and then I'm also going to SA schools before that, so I'm looking forward to that,
Okay, well, we hope to see you in Bloem. I'm hoping to be there. Maya, it's been great to chat to you. Thanks so much for joining us on Swimming on 216, and make sure to look out for Maya. She's one to watch in the future. What an epic relay. And it was so cool to have the opportunity to chat to Maya about how her swimming is going. Without a doubt, we definitely have some superstars on the rise at these school galas. And as for the Premier Gala, it was the ladies in red who came out on top, taking home the trophy. St. Andrews, St. Stithians and Kingsmead also rose to the occasion and brought their A-game. The teamwork on display was nothing short of incredible, and it's that unity that makes these events so special. Let's hear a few thoughts from the captains of St. Mary's Waverley on this awesome event. I'm here with the captain of St. Mary's Waverley, who is here for the A-League Gala this afternoon, kicking off at St. Stithians. It's been an amazing morning of racing already that we're seeing, and the girls are here in full force cheering on their team. Josie, were you so proud watching those girls swim this morning?
I was so proud. I was so happy to be alongside the pool, just supporting everyone. We've been working so hard since the beginning of the year, and it was just such a good way to end off the season.
And as you now take to the pool, what are you hoping to see from your teammates and from the school supporters who are here today?
I'm hoping to see a repeat of this morning. I hope we can follow suit and also just give everything we've got in true St. Mary's fashion.
Awesome. Well, as a St. Mary's Kloof sister, Saint sister, I'm also cheering you on. Well done, and it was great to chat to you, Josie Quinn. Thanks for joining us on Swimming on 216.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm joined now by Kyla and Sally, the vice captains of St. Mary's Waverley's swimming team. Girls, it's been an amazing morning and we still have a full afternoon of racing to come. Kyla, you competed this morning with the Premier Gala, and last year you are the defending champions, because last year you only won by half a point. But this year was a different story. You had a comfortable lead. I'm sure it wouldn't have felt like that, but you were well ahead of the second team. How did the racing go for you?
I thought it went really, really well. I'm really proud of everyone. When we were swimming, it did not feel like we had a comfortable lead at all, and we were just really pushing, and I'm really, really proud of everyone.
Yeah, it's never done until it's done. So you have to fight for every single race and every single point. Those relays were also so special to watch. Sally, you are now about to dive in for the Inter-High A-League Gala this afternoon. How are you feeling? What are you racing? And what are you most excited for?
I'm both excited and a little bit sad. It's a bit bittersweet since that's our last Inter-High. I have quite a few races. I'm swimming the 200 IM and then the 50 fly breast and free. So I know it's a big program, but I'm excited to end it off with a bang.
Definitely, and like you said, so bittersweet, but the support of some of your school, your teammates has been absolutely amazing. What does the spirit mean to you? Do you feel that in the pool?
Well, you don't really hear it, but I think it's just the energy that, especially when you're about to dive in, it really boosts you.
It's been amazing. I mean, for us just to commentate, to watch the war cries going on and watch you guys absolutely smashing in the pool has been great. And we're hoping for the same this afternoon in the Inter-High Gala. Good luck for this afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us on Swimming on 216.
Thank you so much.
Then it was time for the second showdown of the day, the Girls Inter-High A-League Gala. But what made this one even more special? Many of the girls who raced in the Premier Gala didn't just call it a day. They stuck around to cheer on their B-team swimmers. And let me tell you, the Inter-High A-League swimmers put on just as much of a show. Joining in the action were schools like St. Catherine's, Parktown Girls High, and Jeppe Girls High, the original champions, who took home the very first Inter-High trophy way back in 1926. It was St. Mary's Waverley's B team that repeated their A team's morning heroics to defend their Inter-High A-League title, with fantastic swims all round. I absolutely loved being part of this year's Girls Premier High School Gala, as well as the Inter-High A-League Gala. I cannot wait to be back for next year's 100th edition of this phenomenal event. Now, it's no secret that most of our South African representatives started at a school level. But unfortunately, with more and more municipal pools out of order, we are seeing a lot of changes in venues for these school galas. Normally, we'd see the Premier and Inter-High galas hosted at Ellis Park in Johannesburg, the Shwani Inter-High galas at Hillcrest Pool in Pretoria, and Durban and district events at Kings Park Pool in Durban. But as municipal pools become harder to come by, things are changing. We are now seeing schools raising their hands to host not only school competitions, but also club and regional galas. We've already seen Cura Hillcrest's beautiful 50-meter pool in action at the D&D events, and more schools are stepping in to fill the gap. Let's take a quick look at a beautiful facility that recently opened at a junior primary school in KZN. Kloof Junior Primary School have recently built an incredible new 8-lane, 25-meter swimming facility. I had the chance to visit the pool a few months ago with my fellow Olympian, Erin Gallagher, and we didn't just tour the pool, we jumped right in and tested the water ourselves.
Hi, I'm Erin.
And I'm Emma.
and we're at the Kloof Junior Primary Inter-House Gala, and it's such an honor to be here today.
They've got a brand new, beautiful 25-meter pool, and we actually took a dip in it.
Very warm.
Very warm, much warmer in the pool than out the pool today. But we were involved in a ladder relay with all of the Kloof schools. They're doing us proud as always, and it's just so great to be here.
And you can hear they've got the spirit.
We were actually both in Arabi House, the greenhouse. We're cheering them on today, and yeah, just such an honor and a privilege to be here and to watch the kids and the parents just doing their best in the pool. Yeah.
Thank you so much for having us. It's an honor to be here today.
My name is Candace Saunders. I'm the acting principal of Kloof Junior Primary School, and this morning we will be hosting our first grade 2 and 3 Inter-House Gala in our brand new aquatic centre at Kloof Junior Primary School. We are thrilled to have our past, present and future Kloof Junior Primary School children with us today, and we are thrilled to have Emma Chelius and Erin Gallagher here with us today as our guests of honour. They will be watching our children swim. They will be giving a blessing over our pool, and we're just so delighted to welcome them back and have us with us today.
We're looking forward to today, not only for our children but for our community. We're hoping to use this pool to uplift the community and the less privileged children in our area, to offer swimming for them, as swimming is a life skill and is so important for all children to have this ability to swim. With all the drownings that we do have in our country, this is so important to have in our communities. I would like to thank the Vessels Trust and our governing body at Kloof Junior Primary and our parents who have fundraised, who have raised money, who have put so much time and effort into this pool to make our school one of the top swimming schools now with the facilities that we have. Before we had a 15-meter pool which all the other schools came to and sort of thought it was the warm-up pool, but it was actually our pool that we hosted galas with, our inter-school galas, and now we are proud to say that we have a beautiful 25-meter pool that can host KZN galas.
We've built this pool to develop swimming abilities in our own learners. We also have private training here, so the children who do private training, their stamina is built and their abilities are built as well. And what we have also dreamed of is to continue to have galas for the community. So we are one of a few pools in our area that can host KZN and regional galas. We've built this pool to spec so that we can host these galas, that we can celebrate swimming in our community. This is really, really exciting. There is such an incredible buzz here today, and we are so grateful for everyone who was involved in developing of this pool.
What a fun day, and what a stunning pool. It's truly fantastic to see schools raising the profile of swimming, as well as promoting water safety for not only their learners, but their entire communities. While we are all really hoping to see a revival in our municipal pools, I'm excited to watch some incredible school galas hosted at these beautiful pools. Thank you so much for watching tonight's episode of Swimming on 216 in partnership with Curo. Have a fantastic week ahead, and I'll see you next Sunday at 7 p.m. on DSTV channel 216.